to our first installment of the South African Voices in Cloth by me, John Morgan. And unfortunately, we as quilters know that the majority of the ladies that do quilt are a little older. And unfortunately, we do end up with situations like we do now, where an amazing, kind, wonderful, lovely human being who we've all become so close with over the years is sadly no longer with us. Today's installment, there was no question that when Penny fell ill, it was a very short illness, thankfully. There was no question that this had to be the first interview to go out. Penny ran a small WhatsApp group in Cape Town. She was renowned for being kind and caring and wonderful and infectiously funny and so fundamentally kind. And for me, in many ways, she epitomizes and shows me what South African quilting is. A story that I do want to just tell you about Penny to give you an idea of who she was. Because it's hard when somebody passes away, you've got to condense their life down into a handful of moments to remember them. And the thing that I knew, the thing that happened that made me know that Penny was incredible. One of the ladies in the group was very unwell. In October of 2023, had posted that she was all alone in a hospital, miles from her home, and she didn't have family that was able to visit her, and she was all alone. She was just really struggling. And she turned to the group to get support, and she got it in spades. But Penny wasn't happy with this. Penny was just like, this is not enough. This doesn't work for me, and I need to do more. So Penny doesn't drive, so Penny got a Bolt / Uber, whatever you want to call her, and drove the hour away to go and visit this lady because she was on her own. And she took her friend Karen with, and Karen's been a great source of stories about Penny's life. And that's the wonderful thing about our community, is everybody is so close and so kind, and so it's wonderful. And Penny paid the money to go and do this. And Penny wasn't a very, very rich woman. She didn't have thousands of rands waiting around to be able to go and do such acts of kindness. So she drove all the way through to see this lady, and she was updating us as she went along. I'll share a voice note with you in a moment. But she used the word abducted her Bolt driver and took him out for lunch. And she and Karen and this wonderful driver had spent the entire day just going and seeing this woman and sharing love and sharing kindness. And that to me is what this project is about. And that's why I want to do it. That yes, indeed, there does need to be a charity at the top of it that needs to look after X, Y, and Z. And when monies are raised, that it's spent accordingly and donated to the correct places. But what I do want to do is I want there to be random acts of Penny. I want people to go and look at a day and look at a situation and look at people around them and say, I wouldn't want that happening to me. How can I make that situation better? And that's what this project is about. Not only the talent and their raw energy and the extraordinary makes that people have made for our Voices in Cloth series, but I want people to go and spread that kindness. I want people to go and hear that there is a lady in Worcester who doesn't have anybody around her, and do something to make their life better.
Here are two of the voice notes from Penny from the day she went to Worcester to visit Roz.
Hi ladies, we've just left Roz. It was very emotional saying goodbye to her. Yeah, but I'll catch up with you later. We've stopped at, what's this place called? Yellow Chili. We've stopped at the Yellow Chili with our Bolt driver, and we are all having lunch because I haven't even had a cup of coffee this morning. So we're going to have a quick lunch, and you won't believe it, I'm having lamb chops for 100 rand. Where do you get lamb chops for 100 rand? Tell me, at which restaurant? It's insane. So, yeah. I'm so happy that I saw her. And thank you for all your lovely messages. You know, I did it for selfish reasons too, because I wanted to sleep tonight. I was so worried about Ross. And now my heart's at peace. And the joy on her face that somebody came to visit. We were first visitors.
An incredible woman we will all miss dreadfully. Thank you so much for everything, Penny.
We've been so fortunate to be able to have really amazing instances where I gave a talk down at the Hibiscus Guild in Margate in July of 2024. And just from that talk, I was able to get donations for a school where young kids are desperate how to use fabric and to sew. And we've been able to have these amazing donations made on the back of this. Not because of it, but on the back of, people think about it, and there's this rare thing of sunshine coming through to change the way we look at something and the way we feel about something. You'll see in the picture attached forgive my pronunciation, my Zulu is appalling, so forgive me if I get this wrong. Wonkinkosi received his machine, and it took a long while that he wiped away the tears and felt better, and he was allowed to take a picture. He was so excited, and he stayed in the break room and to dust it and just look at the treasure in his bag. And to the generous, very generous quilter that made this huge impact on this young man's life, you will never know. He kept asking if he was sure that it was for him. It's a powerful thing to be able to take a machine, just a machine that was sitting in a garage gathering dust or sitting in a cupboard not being used, and share it with someone who is so keen to learn about sewing, so keen to try and to practice, and to be able to share that with this young man. What a proud moment for that quilter. And I'm so, so grateful to everybody who's been able to donate machines. You'll see as well, there are people here, there are young ladies here that have had machines and donations made to them. And it's just so special to know that girls in this picture, all of them now want to be able to make a quilt, to go in a suitcase, on an aeroplane, to show their talent and show the talent of South African quilters going around the world. This is an incredibly special project to my heart, because not only did I want to show the gorgeous skill of the South African quilters, I wanted to show the passion of the young people who are sewing, who are making, and who are in need of outreach, who are in need of sewing machines, who are in need of fabric. And these don't need to be done through a vested charity with regulations and all these wonderful things that are there to keep money safe. You can just donate directly to somebody who needs it. So if this series inspires you to do anything, please see if there is need in your local community. It doesn't need to be in South Africa. Anywhere in your local community, if there is need, fill it. Fill it, donate, give, share the love that you have, share the kindness that you've got, and just be able to fill that hole for people to be able to enjoy, get them to find sewing and enjoy it. This was the whole reason I wanted to do this project, was to share, to give of what we have. The majority of us are incredibly privileged in our lives that we want for nothing. We don't need anything. We're able to have different outfits to choose in the day, different fragrances we can wear on the day. We've got travel that we can do. We have enormous privilege over a huge amount of the population of this earth. So let's share where we can, give where we can, and look at the smiles on these faces. I'm very proud to be able to share this interview with you about Penny and her life. And it's a snippet. It's a tiny part of her life. It's a tiny part of her soul. And you'll see as the pictures roll over, she was such a fun human being. She was so kind. And I didn't realize that the last makes of her life, the last things that she made, the last quilts that she stitched, are those that are in our exhibition. And it's a proud moment for me to be able to say, I bring you the South African Voices in Cloth oral history. And today, our first interview in September of 2024 is the gorgeous, the wonderful, the kind Penny Williams. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be releasing these every few days. And thank you. Look forward to catching up with you again. Hi, I'm John Cole Morgan with this installment of Voices in Cloth from South Africa, and I'm joined by one of the most charismatic ladies I know in South Africa, the one and only Penny Williams. Darling, how are you doing?
Oh, thank you for your kind words. I am fabulous. Thank you, John.
They're
You
not
have
kind, they're all
given
true.
me so much inspiration. And as you know, having a quilt shop keeps you very busy, and I haven't been creating. And
Well,
my
before we get into your
soul
quilt
is
shop,
sad.
before we start with your quilt shop, why don't you
Yes.
tell people about you and where you come from?
Oh, I'm Penny Williams. I come from Cape Town. I'm originally from Gauteng, and I made the trek in my ox wagon over the mountains 10 years ago and settled in this beautiful city. And yeah, very, very, very happy.
How did you come to quilting? And when?
Well, I was actually given a lot of projects by my son to do. He wanted this and that and the next thing done, and he gave me a machine and he said, Mom, I need those couches covered and this and that. My parents and my mom and my grandmother had always called it, but I didn't get into it. And then my love for sewing just grew from there. And then I became a total maniac. I would do all night stints. And yeah, and then I fell in love with fabrics. I'm a free spirit fabric supporter. And yeah,
I
I just
think it's
love
fair to
this
say
fabric.
you are a fabric dealer because what some people may not know is you run a really, really busy WhatsApp group where you sell fabric on your WhatsApp group. And it's wonderful to see the glorious fabrics that you have, but terrible because when you live so far away, you can't ship them because your fabrics are just glorious.
Oh, John, that's how I feel about your fabrics.
I
Oh,
know we should do a
man.
little swap when I come over.
Oh, anytime.
So tell me, what is your favorite part of quilting?
My favorite part is doing, when everything's done, is actually doing the quilting,
Okay.
just playing. I've never been formally trained or taught in free motion. I just do my own thing and do it from the seat of my pants.
And you love it?
And I just love to play. Love, love it.
Do you have a worst bit about quilting?
No, it's all got its unpicking.
So
No,
in the UK, it's called
I love cutting. I love unwrapping a bundle. I love I love every part. What's it called in the UK?
in the UK we call unpicking frogging because it's rip it, rip it, rip it.
Rip it, rip it. That's hilarious.
Who do you actually make quilts for?
I used to get a lot of commissions. I used to make tons and tons of baby quilts. And my my family are now saturated with quilts. And yeah, then I got more into the fabric side and kind of put quilting on the backbone for a while. And you reignited my passion.
Tell me how you came to the Voices in Cloth program.
You know, there's this guy in the UK, John. He asked me if I would do one, and I said yes. And at that moment, I wasn't feeling it. And it sort of just went quiet. And I thought, oh, good, he's forgotten about me. But then he asked me again, and I was ready for it. I was ready to be creative again.
Tell us about your piece.
Well, my piece is going to be very intuitive. It's just going to I do a little meditation before I start, and then I just start cutting, and I place the pieces where I think they should go. And it's going to be mainly applique. And he's all about divine color. You know, John, I'm married to a minimalist. Well, he's not a minimalist. He hoards certain things, but everything in the house is gray. So for me, it's very painful. You know, they say gray is a color. You know, after so many years, I've stopped believing gray is a
I think
gray.
marrying different aesthetics in a home is very difficult because my husband is a minimalist. This is his joy. And for me, I've got 500 things that should be on that table. We all do things differently.
Okay, so you all black.
Not really. I really like bright colors as well, but I need to have certain rooms in the house need to be very minimal. So bedrooms must be very calming, very soothing, only because I'm an insomniac, so I don't sleep. So I don't want any outside influences in the bedroom. So it's just a case of not being stimulated when you go to bed at night. So for me, bedrooms must be really calming and cool.
I don't sleep either. I don't sleep well either. Mine's always churning over all the garbage.
Do you ever come across people who don't know how to quilt?
I do not have one friend outside of the quilting friends I met on my chat group that quilts. Not one.
Wow. And are
Not
they ever
one.
do they
John, I
ever
thought I was the only one.
do you actually then encourage the people who don't know how to quilt to quilt?
No, they just said, no, not for me, not my
Okay.
thing. I actually started, I used to dabble in art. So, you know, that was my first creative outlet. So after I'd painted as many pictures as my son wanted for his house, then he put me on the sewing trip. So, yeah.
And is your son very arty or your children very arty?
My daughter's very arty, and my granddaughter is extremely arty. She's 20 now. She's at animation school.
Oh, wow.
And of course, devastated that AI is around. Because what will take her 3 months to make a little animated movie, will take AI 3 seconds.
That's incredible. I think that the way technology is moving at the minute with AI and things, it's extraordinary.
It is, you know, it's going to be sad for a few people, but I love my AI assistant, I must say. I really do.
So you use an AI assistant?
Oh, absolutely, on WhatsApp,
Wow.
all the time.
Tell me a bit more about that because I've never heard of that.
Well, I'm technologically challenged. Don't you have a Meta AI on your phone or in your chat?
I feel like I'm the
Scroll
challenged
down.
one now.
It's a little blue thing.
I feel really technologically at a disadvantage here. I've never heard of this. Tell me more.
Well, every time I want to know something, I asked AI the other day, and they speak to you wonderfully. I said, "Hi, how are you?" And Smiley, it's my granddaughter's 20th birthday. What is a great present for her?
Oh,
And
wow.
they gave me such meaningful suggestions and said, keep on spreading the love and keep smiling. And, you know, you're speaking to a machine, but it's fun.
So are you actually making quilts at the minute?
I have got so many UFOs, but no, I'm busy with the project for Voices of Africa. Yeah,
And when you finish the project?
I am going to restructure my schedule
Oh,
and have sale days, packing days, and the rest will be creative days.
the creative days are so important. They really are.
It is, you know, I believe we were put here to create, and you know, you can't just work all the time. I keep seeing these beautiful fabrics and think, oh, I want to do that. I want to do that. I have to stop saying I want to do it and just do it. Do it.
I've got so many things to do at the minute. I've got 209 ladies and gentlemen to interview for this project. You are number 48. So I've got a long way to go on those. I've got 3 quilts I'm making for the festival in South Africa, none of which have been started yet. I've got 3 quilts for the festival quilts in the UK, which have to be different to the ones that are going to South Africa. So it's all just a bit exciting. And yeah, I'm loving every step of the way.
Do you work late night?
Yes, I'm an owl rather than a lark.
Yeah, I used to be that way. Now it's changed.
I am finding it quite weird that this year I seem to be waking up a lot earlier and doing a lot more in the mornings. It's that bloody Tracy Boorash. She's convinced me to try it. But I do find you get a lot more done in the morning. But I think it's not, the key for me is not putting pressure on yourself. As long as you're still enjoying it, it doesn't matter when you do it, as long as you're still enjoying it.
For me, when I was doing most of my quilting, I used to love 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. It was just my absolute best time. And yeah, but that's changed, you know. I don't know. When I hit 65, I sort of now wake up early at about 6 o'clock. I'm kind of like,
Nothing wrong with that. So Penny, what do you think's next for you on your quilting journey?
I don't plan too much, but I am definitely going to keep busy. What I really want to do is a lot of sample quilts for the group. I need to inspire the group more. They buy a lot of fabric, but I'm not seeing the quilt. I'm not seeing the work.
Do you need to though?
Um,
The reason
yeah,
I say that is obviously I run a shop as well, and I'm very privileged that I'm able to spend a lot of time with other shop owners as well. And I think it's important that we always communicate with people who are doing the same job as us. And normally I'm very much of the opinion you always communicate with people who are doing it better than you are.
yeah.
And one of them turned to me and I said, gosh, I feel like I should be making samples and should be doing this. And the one person turned around and said, why? And I said, well, that inspires them to use the fabric. She says, that's not your job. Your job is to find beautiful fabric, to put it in your shop, and let them find inspiration for it.
I
And that
know.
always stuck with me because there is an element of that is completely true. And the other element of it is the reason I want to make the shop samples is because I never make quilts for myself. And if I make samples for the shop, those are going to be quilts that I'm going to love, that I'm going to potentially take home with me.
Yes.
And if you're honest about it, as the case of, you sell a lot of fabric for people without any quilts. So if you're going to make quilts that you love with fabric that you love, show those quilts, share
Yes.
those quilts, and then the fabric sales that you've got going on, you can say this would look amazing in those fabrics, and you don't have to
Yeah,
use those
no,
fabrics.
definitely I would use fabrics and my style of quilting. Um, and it may or may not rub off onto people.
Because I
But
think as a shop owner, there's a lot of pressure to do more and do more and give more and give more. And I find that because of that pressure, which is self-inflicted in some ways, you don't always get to the end product being better than if you hadn't done it at all.
yeah, that's so true.
It's just something to consider. And it's not my words. Those are from somebody who does this a lot better than I do.
Yeah, you know, mine is my fabric sales are for me not really as formal as maybe yours are or this other person. Um, Mine is really a group of friends, which I really want to be part of the whole process with them together.
Because I had a thought for
They're
what you
such awesome people.
are they all in Cape Town? Or
No,
most?
no. We're only about 10 in Cape Town.
Because I thought what you could do is once a year have like a sewing day where everybody comes and brings all the things that they've made from your fabric, and just have like a day where they bring it all down. And if they, do it over the Christmas holidays, so a lot of the people from Gauteng or anything may potentially be in Cape Town. And it
Yeah,
would just be so lovely for you to be able to see all the things that people have made.
yeah, it would be fabulous. The ladies down here are amazing,
They
and
really are.
I wish I could meet them all. I wish I could go on a road trip and just meet
Do it.
a whole lot more of them. They are some really awesome ladies.
No, they really are.
And they really bring me so much joy. I can't have a bad day with them around. There's always some message popping into my box that just makes my day, you know.
Normally with jelly babies and a pencil.
Oh, well, you know, that's oh man, you are crazy. You are crazy. You
I
just
don't know
light
what
up
she's
my
talking
days.
about.
You light up my days. John, you just carry on doing what you're doing. I don't know how you're gonna get through all these interviews with
How do you eat an elephant?
everything you do, one bite at a
And
time.
that's it, one interview at a time. Penny, is there anything I haven't asked you that you'd like to say?
You haven't asked me where you're gonna meet me in Cape Town.
Well, I will keep you posted because I'm not sure my dates, but I will keep you posted the next time I'm in Cape Town. I can't wait to meet you.
Uh, okay, so you're going straight to Pietermaritzburg.
I'm not too sure yet. I haven't booked my plans and everything. I'm guessing you're not coming to the festival this year?
No, I won't be able to go.
That's all right. There's always 2 years' time.
No.
No,
When,
the
where
second I
will
know
the
my
next,
travel plans, I will keep you posted.
where will the next one be?
No idea. That's 2 years' time problem. I'm not even thinking about that. I'm thinking about today. Hard to go further than
So
today.
you're excited. What day do you leave?
I haven't booked everything yet. So as soon as I know, I will let you know. So with that, it brings us to the end of another installment of This Voices in Cloth. Penny, thank you so much for your time and your it's just lovely to see you.
And you, John. Thank you so much, and the best of luck. It's going to be a wonderful success.
I hope so. We can only try.
I wish I could be there to see you in action.
You're a superstar. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll catch up with you again next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Hi, I'm Penny Williams. I'll be doing a quilt for Voices of Africa. My quilt will be called, I'm doing a triptych that will be called Cob. One is going to be cubism, one is going to be organic, and the other one is going to be bits and pieces. And I hope it's going to be great.